Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to give our review of our first ever cruise experience. We went on the Royal Caribbean Mariner of the Seas.
Yes.
And we went in January. Late January.
Yeah, like the
25th?
25th through the 29th. It was a 4 full days, 4 nights cruise out of Port Canaveral, which is about 30 minutes from Orlando.
Now this was, as we mentioned before, a Christmas gift to our children. All but one went, and so we were a party of 8.
Big group.
Yeah, and we did pick a shorter cruise because there was only one of us that had been on a cruise before, and so we didn't want to.
We didn't know what to expect. We didn't want to be trapped on a ship
for 7
days and hating every minute of it. So,
right. So
we thought it would be.
Started small.
Yeah, we thought it'd be good just to do a quick one, because you're stuck on it. So if you're miserable or if you're seasick, it's kind of bad. So we just wanted to do just like a short, quick, just to get a feel for it, to determine something we like, something we'll do in the future.
Yeah.
And, newsflash, yes.
Yeah, we liked it.
We like it a lot, and we are going to do it in the future.
Now 6 of us drove from Kentucky to Port Canaveral, and then 2 of them flew.
Yes.
I didn't mind the drive, but I didn't do the driving, so you really need to speak to that.
I don't care. It's a 13-hour drive. We stopped halfway.
We had a good time.
We stop and eat. We took our time. It probably took us 16 hours. I think we stopped at 3 different Buc-ee's.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah. I don't care to drive. I hate flying. I hate the whole process. Get there 2 hours early, take your shoes off, take your belt off, take everything out of your pockets, all that crap, just to go sit and wait. And then I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the actual takeoff, flying, and landing. I just hate everything else that has to do with flying.
My biggest issue too is, as I've gotten older, I have to use the bathroom more often.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to wait for some bell to ding and fight all the passengers to get to the bathroom. Yeah. If we have to pee when we're driving, we just stop.
And I like sightseeing. I like seeing new places,
That was why we chose that way.
Yeah, but I don't care. Yeah. You do whatever you want to do.
So we got in the night before. We stayed at a hotel down there.
Yeah.
Great hotel. Went to the beach. Nice.
Went to the beach, looked around, went to a nice dinner on the water, and then got up the next day.
Not a big town.
No.
Not a lot to do.
Got up the next day, and you somewhat get to pick your boarding time. Mm-hmm. So our options was between like 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And we picked, I think, 12:30, and that process couldn't have went any easier. We literally got there. There's a garage. We pull into the garage, and a guy comes over, asks what ship we're on, because Carnival's right there too, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so we told him, we was on the Mariner of the Sea, Royal Caribbean. He asked if we were going to check our luggage. I said,
we don't know.
We don't know. We've never done this before. And he said, I never check mine. I carry mine on the boat with me so that I have it as soon as my room is available. Because apparently, it's like an airplane. You could get on the ship and your room might not be available for 3 or 4 hours, and then you get released to go to your room and your luggage isn't there yet. So,
or it's dinner time and you have nothing to wear because your luggage
isn't there yet. Yeah. Just because they load it all onto the ship, and then they've got people one at a time, taking bags to, so
it wasn't bad.
Cameron and Jaden and Brooke and Austin, they checked theirs, and then me and Debbie and then Clay and Sierra, we carried ours on. And there wasn't any issues. Nobody had any problems.
This is a picture of us at the pool, where you can kind of see our bags, where our rooms weren't ready yet, but everybody pretty much congregated there at the pool. And a lot of people still had their luggage. Yeah, and you're always going to have what your backpack or whatever.
We were told ahead of time that rooms are usually not released until 1 or 1:30. Mm-hmm. So that's why we picked the later boarding time of 12:30, because we figured by the time we got on and got through the boat, it'd be time. And that was about right. We sat at the pool for maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Had enough to get a drink.
Yeah, and then the captain made an announcement, rooms are open, so we went to our room.
And none of the 8 of us had any issues with getting our bags timely.
There wasn't any issues. But as we're walking down the hall to our room, there's freaking luggage everywhere. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to stop. So check-in process, we literally showed them our passport. She looked at the passport, looked at us, filled out her paperwork, gave it to us. And then getting on the ship, you got to run your bags through a metal detector, X-ray kind of deal. And then we were on. I mean, it was maybe 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, they've got folks out in front to take your picture, and of course you're going to pay an arm and a leg for that, just to let you know ahead of time. We went ahead and did it in case it was a really good picture. But
yeah, they'll take them for free. You don't have to buy them. So we went ahead and had it taken.
Yeah.
But the photo package, it was like $100 for 4 pictures.
Yeah.
And the 4 pictures are like 4x4. I mean, they're small pictures. And they're taking pictures of you every night at dinner, everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. And then the cheapest package is $100 for 4 pictures. So I had my good camera. We had our phones. We took all the pictures we wanted for free. So, so that was the boarding process. And then, so the first day, we just explored the ship, looked around until our dinner time, which was at 8 o'clock. Which at first I didn't want any part of that. So, but ship and got released to our room. We went to our room, checked it out. We had a balcony. It was nice.
Strawberries and champagne. Thanks to our real estate.
Yeah, our travel agent had chocolate covered strawberries and champagne in the room for us, which was very nice. So room choices. We got a balcony. We bought the kids just a regular interior stateroom. So the rooms are about the same. It's just ours had a balcony. And since ours had a balcony, our room was a little bit wider, so you could get around the bed to get out to the balcony. After doing this, okay, first I'll go back. The kids' rooms with port fees and everything for the 4-day cruise ended up being about $500 a person. Our room with a balcony, port fees and everything ended up being between $900 and $1,000 a person. So basically twice as much. And really the only difference was we could slide open the door and go sit on the balcony. I think for a ocean cruise, Caribbean cruise, where there's just going to be water, I think it's a waste of money.
I agree.
Now, we're going to go on an Alaskan cruise next year, and we absolutely will have a balcony there because there's always going to be mountains. You might be able to see whales, seals, otters. You know, there's always going to be a good view. And it's going to be sunny for 18 to 23 hours a day. So,
like we said, you know, our room felt a little bit bigger because of the balcony, but I don't know that it was enough for the price change, for the price difference.
I mean, it was almost double.
And when people tell you that you're only in your room to sleep or, sorry, the dog hit the camera, sleep or shower,
they're right.
That's an honest depiction.
Yeah,
Even if it's a nap, you're still sleeping or showering.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I think the longest we were in the room was our day at sea getting back. I took like a 2-hour nap. And I mean, that's it. You wake up, you get dressed, and you go. And then you're gone all day. We would come back to the room like at 7:30 to change for our 8 o'clock dinner. And that was it. So, so the first night, you know, like we said, we went and explored. We went to the casino. I would say the casino's our biggest complaint. We don't have a lot of complaints.
No.
The casino was our biggest complaint because...
They're not even really complaints. They're just...
No, this is a complaint. This is a complaint. Stop. I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
But I have nothing against smokers. I've got smokers in my family. I've got friends that are smokers. I have nothing against smokers. But most smokers don't even smoke in their own house. Yeah. They might smoke in their car with the window down. But they won't smoke in their own house because they don't want their house stinking. And Royal Caribbean lets people smoke in the casinos. It's not like there's a smoking section and a non-smoking section. Well, it's just one big smoking.
Quote unquote is supposed to be.
But there's no barrier.
Right next to each
there's
other.
no barrier.
Right.
It's just one giant.
That whole floor is pretty much smoking.
Yeah, it's just one giant open room. So it's bad.
And what made it worse is Royal Caribbean's trying to make it better, and they piped in some kind of...
They got incense or something going.
Smell, and it mixed with the smoke, and that made me nauseous. I never got seasick, but it
was awful. I mean,
it was bad.
It just... And again, nothing against smokers. You do what you do. We don't care. Yeah. But it stunk bad. But the first night I won like $120 on blackjack, and that was good. So we did the casino for a little while, just kind of checking it out, and then we went and did a trivia show. It was Avengers trivia. myself and my daughter Brooke and her fiance Austin, we all loved the Avengers. They were doing Avengers trivia.
I just sat there and drank.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun. There's some really hard questions. It was more than just the movies. It went back to like comic books and stuff that before my time I didn't know. So dinner. We went to dinner. I think there was 3 main dining rooms on our ship, and there was 4 because we were in number 4. And they're just, like I said, it's a giant dining room. You have the same table, the same time, and the same servers every single night, which that made it great because you get to know them. Like the first night, they asked everybody's name, asked where we were from, asked if anybody had any food allergies or anything that they needed to worry about, and they're taking notes. And it's great, so you get to know them, and like by the last night, they're not even asking what we want to drink. They're just bringing us our Diet Cokes and our waters and lemonades and all that kind of stuff. So that made it nice.
My favorite part was the fact that we knew after, no matter what anybody did, these dogs in the camera, no matter what any of us did during the day, we knew that we had that one moment every night to come together and have dinner together, because most of the places on the ship, for 8 people to get to sit together by the pool, at any of the bars, at the sushi place,
it's very
takes
difficult.
A lot of
very,
patience.
Very difficult. Other than your dinner, if you're in a big group, I'd say more than 4 people.
Yeah, even in the Windjammer with the
buffet. It's very difficult for your whole group to be together. And I mean,
managed it. It wasn't a big deal.
I mean, I'm be honest. It's like that at home. If we all try to go somewhere for dinner, it's hard to seat 8 people. So I'm not knocking the cruise for that at all. It's difficult. So at nighttime, it was great to know, hey, no matter what, we're all going to be together. And we might be at a bar and we're spread out a little bit, but we're still 6-8 feet apart. We can still talk, but we're not all together. But wasn't that bad. But dinner was good. They give you a menu, and it's appetizer, main course, and dessert, and you order everything at one time. But you can order as much of everything as you want. Like our first night, it was ribeye and baked potato, and Cameron ordered 2 whole ribeyes with baked potatoes, and
he ate them.
These ribeyes were probably 12, 14 ounce ribeyes. I mean, they were good sized ribeyes,
and they tasted good. I mean, it was a good meal.
Yeah, I mean, so you can order as much of anything as you want. So pretty much after that first night, we all ordered 2 appetizers. Yeah. We all ordered 2 entrees, and we all ordered 2 desserts because you're just trying new stuff.
Yeah.
So like the first night was more of like an American night. I mean, it was steak.
I'm gonna throw some pictures of what we
I think there was like a fried chicken dish on there, and then we had a Caribbean night. We had a French night. So they have like a theme each night.
Yeah. But there was always something somewhat normal on the menu. I mean, the descriptions didn't sound all that great to me, but once you got the food, everything tasted
Italian
good.
night was the other night. Yeah. So it was
good food.
It was nice.
Great experience.
At first, I thought, man, because they gave us the 8 o'clock dinner time. I was like, that's awful late. But then you realize you can eat all day on this ship. Yeah. So there's a buffet called the Windjammer. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They close like in between breakfast and lunch, and in between lunch and dinner just to clean up a little bit. But I mean, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet with. I mean, it's got a boatload of stuff on it.
Yeah.
And then there's another area called the Promenade, where they've got it's got pizza, and it's all-you-can-eat pizza. You walk up and say, "I want 2 pieces," or you can walk up and say, "I want a whole pizza," and you can keep going back as much as you want, and they're just shoveling pizza. And then it's got wraps.
There went 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and then it's got wraps, sandwiches, pastries, all kinds of different stuff. So you're not going to go hungry. So that ended up that 8 o'clock.
It worked out really well.
Dinner time actually, it worked out okay.
Typically we would eat dinner, and that would be like an hour and a half. Ordeal.
It's a process. You're there a while.
And then we'd all go to the casino most nights, or check out another trivia show a couple times. We did have some shows that we went to.
That first night we did the Avengers trivia. The second night we did our port was at Coco Cay, which is the island that Royal Caribbean owns, and Debbie rented us an over-the-water cabana.
How am I getting blamed?
You did it. It's not blame.
I'll take credit. It was money well spent.
Well, you tell them about it.
So one of the reasons we did this is because, again, we'd never been here. We had no idea. But my thought was, how are we going to get 8 beach chairs together? Or 8 at the pool? Or, I mean, again, it's a big group. So they have an overwater cabana. I'll let y'all kind of take a look at what it looks like.
I wish we'd have took more pictures.
Yeah, I do too.
What it all actually had. Like inside of it.
Yeah, and you spent more time inside than I did. I was out in the sun. But it had a slide.
It's awesome.
It had a hammock over the water.
I mean, like I said,
it's got a couch.
Basically floating in the water. So you've got a slide, you can climb up and slide in the water. Yeah. It's got a big hammock that lays out over the water. It had like 3 couches. It had 5 or 6 beach chairs. It had like regular sit-down chairs. It had lounge chairs. It had a shower. Had a fully stocked bar.
You have a Bluetooth speaker, so Chris plugged up his, had his phone going
through there.
Yeah,
had a Bluetooth speaker.
They're far enough apart so you don't really you hear somebody else's music, but it's not obtrusive at all.
And the water's clear as it can be. We had sharks swimming around us, stingrays. We're watching like the big crabs. Clay and Sierra jumped in the water and got one of them big conch shells. And like I'd seen the shells before, but I'd never seen the creature that lived inside of it. We got to see that slimy looking thing.
That the Bahamas was selling. Anyway, so over-the-water cabanas was expensive. We did not pay as much as a lot of people are seeing those prices right now. So I don't know. And that's one thing with Royal. Prices vary so much on everything. But I felt like it was worth the money.
Absolutely.
And the best part about it was the food.
Yeah.
So what was his name? Reddy?
Reddy.
Yeah.
He was from India. His name was Reddy. That was our server. So he was our personal butler.
Yeah.
So he would bring us whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
So when we first got there, he come, introduced himself, gave us a warm towel, asked us, what do you want to drink? We put in drink orders. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back with your drinks and some breakfast.
And he brought pastries.
And we didn't even order breakfast.
No, we didn't.
He just brought us drinks, and he brought us all these different pastries and cakes and danishes and all that stuff. And, so we're snacking on that. 15 minutes later, he comes back. All right, more drinks. More drinks.
And they have a menu there at the cabana, which I kind of felt like we were going to have to pick and choose what we wanted. He took he's like, don't worry about it. I got you.
Yeah. He's like, I know the best stuff on the menu.
Yeah.
I'll bring you the best lunch.
And he did.
And he brought us enough to feed 20 people. And lunch was unbelievable. It was surf and turf. It was a filet mignon. It was a lobster tail. It had these little potatoes.
Fried lobster sandwich.
Brought appetizers with cheap mozzarella sticks and these shrimp and just all kinds of different, so much food. Much food. We've got a lot of pictures of that food. And it's as much as you can eat or drink until 5 o'clock, all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, we had an hour before we were leaving, and my daughter tells him she wants more lobster, and he brings her 4 lobster tails.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all day long, all you can eat, all you can drink. He brought us dessert, which was cookies and cakes and just...
And just continually checking on us.
Every 15 minutes, he's riding his bike over. He's got his 3-wheel bike with a big basket in the back to carry everything. And I mean, every 15 minutes, he's coming back just checking on us.
Yeah.
If we need more drink. And if we needed him and he wasn't there, there's an intercom in the cabana. We could have just hit a button and got him on the intercom. So and
you can still leave. You can still leave and explore Coco Cay.
Yeah.
The kids and I kind of went to the adult area where they have what are those called? The pools, the infinity pool.
Infinity pool.
They had an infinity pool. Got to see a lizard.
It was an iguana.
Iguana. That's what I meant. We spent some time there, and then just came back to the cabana. We just wanted to see what else was there.
I think I was taking a nap when they did that.
And the bathrooms were really close. That was one thing that kind of concerned me. Beautiful bathrooms in this little bitty hut thing.
I don't know why you need a bathroom when you've got the ocean right there.
Ladies, you know what I'm talking about.
You just jump in the ocean and you go to the bathroom. I mean,
okay, it was really, really cold.
The fish do it.
Only two of us of the 8 got in.
But overall, it was by far the highlight
of
the cruise. It was by far the highlight. We loved every minute of it.
I would have gone there twice.
We were sad to leave. And then so that night, we get back, we get cleaned up, we go to dinner. And then after dinner, we went and seen a comedian He wasn't bad. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
We weren't crying. We were
No.
laughing so hard, but we laughed some. He was entertaining. He wasn't,
There was somebody
he's not
different.
going to have a Netflix special.
Right.
So the next day we woke up in the Bahamas.
Yes.
We didn't have anything planned for the Bahamas, just because
We spent so much on
we
the overwater.
spent so much the day before. We thought, you know what, we're just going to get out
Explore.
and just walk around the Bahamas.
Yeah. And we did. 4 miles.
It's like I don't know, walking around in Detroit, Baghdad.
It was very dirty. Everybody's trying to sell you something. They were not pushy at all, like I thought they would.
It smells.
Yeah, the smell's not good.
It's-
Everything's just like cram packed, and the beach was not nice at all. I didn't. At least the beach we saw,
It was like
the water was pretty.
Atlantis. That gigantic resort was way over on the other side, and it looked amazing. But like the rest of the island, and I told her, we spoke about this, but you've got Royal Caribbean, you've got Carnival, you've got Disney, you've got Virgin, whatever. You've got all these cruise ships. Nassau, Bahamas is the largest cruise port in the world. I don't know why all these companies don't put some money together and make that place nicer. I mean, it's in the Caribbean. They got the clearest blue water, beautiful beaches, and this place was honestly, it was a dump. It was a dump.
The part we saw, yes.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And I know that, they got to put the ports in certain areas to allow the ships to come in. They got to be a certain depth and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is, that's where everybody gets off.
That's the first
And that's,
impression.
no one wants to have to get in a cab and spend $100 to go all the way over on the nice side of the island, which I don't even know if there is a nice side of the island. Everything when we went 2 miles one way and then 2 miles the other way, and it was dirty, smelly.
Yeah. I have heard that on the actual resorts that are kind of all-inclusive, that if you go to the resort, stay at the resort, it's nice, it's fine, no problems. And you can do like a resort day pass. So look into that if you decide to go.
Don't. You've already paid that for the ship.
That's true.
People are talking about they get off and they go to a resort and they pay money to use that resort's pool.
$100.
To use that resort's pool and to lay out on that resort's beach. Well, you
have that on the ship.
You spent all this money on this cruise. Just go lay by that pool and eat and drink for free there.
Which is what we will do next time.
I think that is just stupid. All these people that do that. I'm sorry, but
I get it.
You're gonna pay $100 just to go lay on some resort's beach. At the end of the day, you're just laying on sand in a chair. You can go lay in a chair on the cruise ship that you've already paid for, and get free drinks you've already paid for, and free food you've already paid for, instead of spending $100 to go look at some resort. So
if you're not going to do those things, walk around or do the day pass, possibly an excursion would be your best bet. I think for us, we would just stay on the ship.
Stay on the ship, or we would do like the catamaran sailing around the lake. They've got a bunch of excursions. You can go swimming with sharks. Hell, you can go swim with pigs there. But we had spent so much on the day before on that cabana. It was like $2,000. So, and so we thought, we'll just explore the Bahamas and see what it's like. Mm-hmm. We were off the ship maybe 2 hours, and we just went back on the ship, and I think we went out by the pool and had some drinks and just kind of relaxed, and I think we grabbed something to eat, things like that. So just kind of
that would be our recommendation.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, just kind of do some research on how you want things to go, because we were not impressed with Nassau at all. If we went back again, we wouldn't get off the ship. And I was shocked in the Facebook group we were in. I was shocked at how many people said they never get off the ship at Nassau. And I was like, why wouldn't you get off the ship? It's the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not a safe looking or smelling place. At least 2-3 miles each direction from the ship.
Right.
If
you've had a different experience, let us know. But anyway, so
that was the third day. No, that was the second day.
No,
that was the third day. That was the third day.
Okay.
Yes, that was the third day. So then that night we went to dinner. And after dinner, we went to see a juggler. He did juggling, he did the balancing stuff, and he was basically a comedian too. I mean, he was hilarious.
He was funny.
He was a lot funnier than the actual comedian we went and saw.
Yeah, it was a great show. We had fun.
It was. We were like, no way. I mean, he was doing some stuff I thought just no chance, but he did. And it was very entertaining, extremely entertaining. And I think that night, after that, then we went to the casino again that night. And I think I won like $300 and something on a slot machine. She got up a bunch and she wanted to cash out. I wouldn't let her. I was wanting to see if maybe we could hit really big. Lost it all, but
But it was fun. We had a good time.
That happens, So we left broke and stinking like smoke. And then so that night we went and did another trivia. Mm-hmm. We did 2 trivia nights.
There was a lot of music trivia.
We did 3 trivia nights. The first night was the Avengers. The second night was geography. And the third night was Motown. And they were a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun. And they were just in a bar. People, you could cheat, you could use your phone. It wasn't like, for real trivia, but we didn't cheat. We did it right and we had fun. And then the next morning, which was day 4, we woke up, and that was our day at sea to bring us back to Port Canaveral, Florida. Mm-hmm. So that was literally just an all-day ocean on all 4 sides of you. Mm-hmm. So that day, I think we slept in. Yeah. We went and got breakfast, which I think was the only time we actually ate breakfast.
It was the only time.
The whole trip.
Mm-hmm. And
then we went to the beach. We went to the pool. What else did we do that day? Did we do anything else that day besides just hang out at the pool? We tried to do an escape room. They were all booked up.
It did storm that day a little bit. We walked around we actually went around the entire ship that day because we went and saw like the flow rider.
Yeah.
We went and
the
looked
flow
at,
rider's like the surfing thing.
Mm-hmm. The rock climbing wall.
Oh yeah.
That's all right next to each other. There's a mini golf course.
mini golf course up there. So yeah, we just kind of explored other parts of the ship, and there's still parts of the ship that we never went to. Like there's a giant kids club, never saw it. There's an arcade that you can pay extra and go play games. We never saw that. Yeah. We did watch like maybe 10 minutes of a ice skating show. Mm-hmm.
Not really our thing.
If that's your thing, it's pretty cool. That there's an ice skating rink big enough for them to do a show on a ship that floats in the ocean. So that's kind of cool. But there's also a bunch of big water slides up there you can do. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, like I kept saying over and over, I can't believe all this stuff is on something that can float. I mean, because just looking at it and you're just thinking the sheer size and weight of this thing. How in the world does it float?
And we're on a pretty low.
Yeah, so they've got like 10 levels of ship from the smallest to the largest, and we were like the 4th from the bottom. So we're the 4th smallest ship. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at it thinking, oh my Lord. I can't imagine what their newest one, the Icon of the Sea. I can't
seen a couple
imagine.
Pictures next to other boats, and it's like, you gotta be kidding
that
me.
thing would have to take 20 minutes to walk from one end to the other. I mean, it's crazy. So, people who've cruised before, it's probably no big deal to them anymore. But when we first got there and got on that ship, and in port, at Port Canaveral, you still can't really see the sheer size of it because you're so close to it. But when we got off the boat at Coco Cay and kind of got far away from it and then just kind of turned around and looked, you're like, holy crap, how does that thing float? I mean, it's so big. Yeah. And you feel it moving, but not a lot. I mean, every now and then you'll sway a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a few times like we went out and looked out over the rails. It was pretty good sized waves. Mm-hmm. You would think you feel nothing. So I know we had calm seas for the most part. That's why we didn't feel a lot. But you look at some of them waves, you would still think, I can't believe this ship ain't moving any more than it is. But no one got sick. I think everyone had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
The food was great every night. Like the French night, we all had escargot, which if you don't know what that is, it's snails. We all had that for the first time, and we were like, holy crap, this is really,
This
really
is what
good.
we've been missing. Because we're not going to go pay for it,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't even know if we have a French restaurant here in Louisville. So
we do, but I don't know. All the staff, everybody we encountered was friendly. passengers kind of all
Yeah.
talk, and it was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of, especially when they did like the music and stuff.
Yeah, one night at dinner, all the waiters and wait staff all got together, did a conga line through the entire place, and then went down the grand staircase, and they all did the Macarena.
We all waved our napkins.
We've got some video of it, I think, that'll be on there. It was pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, these people work their butts off.
And they work like, what, 6 months at a time? Is that what?
I think it's 6 months at a time, and they work, I think it's 16-hour days.
Yeah.
I mean, like, our assistant waiter, her name was Faith. You know, we had 8 o'clock dinner night.
Yeah.
We didn't get done till 9:30. I seen her the next morning for breakfast. At 9 o'clock, and she's, you know, being a waitress in there, and helping in there. I mean, so these people, they work their butts off. Most of them were from India, Vietnam, Philippines. I mean, they were pretty much all foreigners, and they were so grateful and so nice. It was awesome. I mean, we tipped them well just because of it. But you know, they're pursuing opportunities they don't have at home.
Right.
You know, to make more money for their families and things like that. So, it was really cool. And then once we got back, getting off the ship, disembarking,
easy.
Super easy. It's literally a face scan. You walk up, it scans your face, then it pulls up your passport picture, basically shows that it matches, and you're gone. So everything from getting on the ship to getting off couldn't have been easier.
Everything seemed very organized.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, really, the only disappointment is the smoking in the casino. I mean, really. Other than that, I have nothing to complain about. We will absolutely do it again. We're going to do Alaska in 2025.
Yeah, we probably won't all 8 or 10 of us go on any cruise for a while with all the grandbabies coming and just everybody's schedules. But I'm truly grateful that we were able to do this.
It was
with
awesome.
The kids.
It was a great experience.
Great time.
The entire time they're telling us greatest Christmas present ever.
Yeah.
Best Christmas present ever. I mean, they love it.
I don't know how we're going to top this.
Yeah, we're not topping that unless we buy them a pony or something. But anyway, this is...
Yeah, we highly recommend.
This is drug on long enough. If you made it this far, thank you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. And, you know, if I have to, I'll give you my phone number and you can text me or call me and ask me anything you need. We'll definitely do it again. Royal Caribbean was great. I have no experience with Carnival, so I don't know if that would have been... I don't know if that had been better, worse, or indifferent.
Yeah.
But just the experience we had was wonderful, and we absolutely will have many, many more cruises in our future. And hopefully she will put a picture of her in her bikini up on the video so y'all can see how good she looks.
I've got a treat for them at the end if they stick with us.
She looks real good in her bikini.
Anyway.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one.